Ed, thanks for joining us here on Sporting Life after what has been another amazing day of racing at a sun-soaked Cheltenham racecourse yet again.
Yeah, look at this.
That weather.
Look at this. Unbelievable, isn't it? Blue sky.
That weather is making me want to flout the law. I'm not going to lie. Just get in the car and drive down south.
McCoy should have worn sun cream today.
What an incredible day it's been.
Oh, my goodness me. I thought yesterday was good, Dom. I kept saying yesterday was the day that put the smile on jump racing. I mean, you couldn't ask for more today, could you? Unless you were British, I suppose, with Sky Pirate rescuing at the end there. Absolute Irish rout on St. Patrick's Day. And everyone delivering. I mean, you could not ask for more. If I had one wish for the week, it would have been Rachael and Honeysuckle winning yesterday. But Tiger Roll wouldn't be far behind that. And yet he's probably not even the headline today because of Put the Kettle On, and Paul Hennessy winning the Coral Cup was just magic. What happened before that, I can't really remember. I'm always have a bit of scrambled egg in my mind when I come off air. Monkfish was not brilliantly good, but he's going to take some stopping in the Gold Cup next year. Just an amazing day of horse racing. I hope people enjoyed it at home.
Oh, undoubtedly so. Let's start with Tiger Roll then. Of course,
good decision, Dom. You're the editor and the producer. That's a good decision. The Tiger's back.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the Tiger is back. Rolling back the years, of course, becomes only the third horse to be a 5-time Cheltenham Festival winner. Unbelievable.
Yeah, genuinely unbelievable. With Golden Miller now, one behind Quevega. I mean, I doubted him, I must admit, and everyone doubted him. Could the Tiger still have that fight burning bright inside him? And oh my goodness me, he was loving it, wasn't he? He was absolutely sensational. And it was just so good. I mean, you can't help but feel sad though, Dom, that he's not going to go to the Grand National. You know, a spat about handicapping has robbed us of one of the biggest stories racing could ever have had. And, you know, Tiger Roll's so popular globally, really, and so popular with kids. How am I going to explain to my kids, for example, that Tiger Roll isn't running in the Grand National? I mean, it's very hard to explain. It's really sad, and just so pleased he won today. Delighted for Keith Donoghue, who was so emotional afterwards. And that CV, I know they're great horses, the other horses, but to have a CV with a 4-miler, a Triumph Hurdle, and 3 cross countries is utterly, utterly bonkers and brilliant at the same time.
What a horse! Of course, it's kind of rare these days that a horse makes his name in, you know, the wider public domain, and Tiger Roll is that horse.
Absolutely, it resonates beyond racing. I mean, you've seen on ITV kids dressing up as tigers, and rolling, and all sorts. And how I'd love to have him there on Grand National Day, Dom, for the sport. You know, him winning a 3rd Grand National would be the biggest story in this sport for decades.
And who do we need to beg?
He was taken out. He was scratched. It wasn't even taken out at a forfeit stage or anything like that. It's just, you know, the owners can do what they want. Of course they can. And I'm a big admirer of the O'Learys, but it makes me really sad. You know, what a story that could have been. And the Tiger having all that fight and still being able to roar. So cool. So cool. It's been such a difficult few weeks for this sport. Aidan Coleman spoke brilliantly earlier. Nothing can write stories like this sport. It's unbelievable. And today it's very difficult to portray it to people at home. Presenting this is hard, by the way, you know, empty Cheltenham. But I hope people at home smile today, because that was very special. Very, very special.
Well, I think I speak for a lot of people, Ed, when I say your enthusiasm, not only for Tiger Roll, but for the festival and for the sport of racing, really does rub off. Obviously, I've been very lucky to speak to you at Cheltenham Festivals for a couple of years now. And that enthusiasm has rubbed off on me, and I'm sure it rubs off on the viewing public.
Well, listen, you know, last night was a difficult one. If you look at, you know, I'm not a big Twitter fan, but, you know, I always read everything. It was hard last night. The efforts we've made in really difficult circumstances, and the stick we took, you just have to soak it up. You know, racing's have a difficult time. We're doing everything we can, and you had to read some pretty nasty comments last night, which is quite hard to take, if I'm honest. But that's the nature of the beast, unfortunately, in this day and age.
An amazing day of racing today. And I guess the headlines belong to Henry de Bromhead. What a day he's had. What a couple of days he's had.
Yeah, I mean, Bob Bollinger, when you look back at that, I mean, didn't jump particularly well, made a couple of mistakes, pulled pretty hard as well, and yet absolutely routed the field. If, you know, the British horses, you've got to be worried at the moment. Those novices are being absolutely blitzed. And there aren't many British runners in these Grade 1 races this week. And the Irish are dominant. That was really impressive. Rachael, again, can't have too much of Rachael Blackmore at the moment. It's great for the sport, great for ITV. And then the headline maker, I think, if you move on to Put the Kettle On, she's just, oh my goodness me. If you want to see a tough mare, she's something else. And I love the comments afterwards. Brilliant bit of training, obviously. But Aidan Coleman, his words afterwards about the sport were great, the importance of mares. And then he just shouted at me, who needs a girlfriend when you've got Put the Kettle On? She's an absolute superstar. It was a rough race, a thrilling race. Just heard Paul Townend's been given a couple of days for careless riding on Chacun Pour Soi. He didn't get up the hill, though I think he was a little bit disappointing. So Royal was unlucky, Nuba Negra flying late, but they've all done well, even in a clear run, to get past her, because her will to win is unbelievable. She's so tough.
And let's, I just wanted to mention particularly Ruby, who I heard on ITV talking about how a jockey, when they're more relaxed, they've got that big win under their belt, as Rachael did yesterday.
Yeah.
And then comes into today and she just, the confidence just flies out. I know that she had a fall, and that's by the by, but she was really, really impressive again today, wasn't she?
It's like a footballer who's fully confident. The gap's open for you. You take your time. You're more relaxed. And, I think any sportsman's like that. And she's had a couple of tumbles today. She's had 2 or 3 falls. So I hope she's okay. I think she is. But she's riding out of her skin. And I just love the quote from AP about Rachael Blackmore, is she's just brilliant at simplicity. And Johan Cruyff said it, and that's so often the key. That's why Ruby was so good around here. He kept things simple, brilliant tactician. And she's just great. And her on the front page of the papers this morning, the sports sections. I mean, how cool is that?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing for the sport. Let's quickly move on to Monkfish then. How impressed were you with him?
Not particularly, actually. Nothing like as impressive as he was last time. Might have been the tight track. He didn't jump with his normal fluency. And obviously was a bit unlucky at the last. Did well to stay on his feet with the loose horse. But he's so exciting. I mean, he's just got a Rolls Royce of an engine. He's a great, big, tall thing. He's so imposing. And you just know that they think the world of him, because Willie Mullins is the coolest cookie there is. Just running the bumper behind me here. Who's the coolest cookie there is, said how nervous he was watching the race. That's very un-Willie Mullins-like. So that just shows you the regard that Monkfish is held in. And he's going to take some stopping in the Gold Cup next year. I see Sky Bet are pretty short. And not surprisingly, really, he's the real deal.
There's some great stuff on sportinglife.com, actually, of Willie Mullins talking to Fran Berry, standing in front of Monkfish, actually. I think they got the measuring stick out to measure him as an imposing horse. But that's the thing that excites me about this sport, is that it's not always straightforward. The horse that maybe doesn't impress the experts still goes on to win. That's the exciting thing about this sport for me.
It's just pure unscripted drama racing. It's just great. You never know what's going to happen. We've had 2 brilliant days, but this is a roller coaster sport, Dom. Anything could happen tomorrow. Anything. When you're flying high, it brings you down to earth very quickly, and there'll be some surprises and all sorts still to happen. Still haven't had a winner of the ITV7. So 300 grand tomorrow. So yeah, wow. That's the magic of this sport. I've no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. The way I've been tipping as well just proves that.
Well, it's that unpredictability that keeps us watching the sport. I think as in any sport really, but particularly the Cheltenham Festival, I think it just really, really gets the blood pumping for us.
Absolutely.
Another good news story coming out from Cheltenham today. The Guard of Honour to welcome back the Coral Gold Cup winner. Wonderful to see. Wonderful to see.
The guys in Ireland were all saying, you've got to appreciate this is a great story in Ireland. They're absolute legends, all of them. The owner, John Turner, the trainer, Paul Hennessy, with his greyhounds and just 2 horses, and then the man on board. Great to see him come out of the weighing room and give him that reception for his first Cheltenham Festival winner. I mean, that smile absolutely lit up the place. What a star. And the Irish guys across the way here in the Best Mate enclosure give them a mighty roar. It's great. And it's the weirdest festival I'll ever experience. Never want to experience this again. It's horrible, to be honest, but making the best of it. And the Irish are playing a huge part. They're bossing it off the field and on it.
Lovely stuff. Well, Ed, I know that you're in a hurry to get your St. Patrick's Day Guinnesses down you, but let's quickly look ahead to tomorrow.
I'm going to watch the bumper as well. I have to see who's winning the bumper. So Gerhard's going to take some stopping. Anyway, sorry, go on.
No, it's okay. Tomorrow, what have we got to look forward to?
God, let me think. The Ryanair's wide open. Willie Mullins has got a strong hand. I think Mr. Fisher might run well for the Hendersons. And then the Stairs Hurdle, which is all about Paisley Park for me. Crikey, this is an impressive winner of the bumper here, I think.
This is amazing, live stuff.
Sorry, Dom, I'm just watching.
Okay,
So Gerhard's going to win it with Kilcroot closing, but he's not going to get there. So Gerhard wins. What else have we got tomorrow? Yeah, it's all about Paisley Park, the Stairs Hurdle. I hope he wins. We'll try and get Andrew Gemmell on Zoom, and if he roars up that hill, I think I might jump off the podium like I did the Tiger Roll and give another giant roar. I love Paisley Park.
Lovely stuff. Well, Ed, thank you very much. Hopefully,
Pleasure.
We've got another exciting day of racing to look forward to tomorrow. Go and get those Guinness down. You go and enjoy your evening.
Cheers, Tom.
Stay off Twitter.